Here's something that'll shock you. Right now, as I'm talking to you, there's a 19-year-old sitting in an emergency room with his heart beating 180 times per minute. He didn't do drugs. He didn't have a heart condition. He just drank 3 energy drinks to finish a school project. And here's the scary part. His doctors say he's the 3rd one this week. So let me ask you something. If cardiologists won't touch energy drinks, why are millions of people chugging them every single day? What do we know that you don't? Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you could save your heart, your kidneys, and maybe even your life. Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Michael Harrison, board-certified cardiologist here in Chicago, and I've spent the last 18 years keeping hearts beating strong. And before we go any further, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. Seriously, if you care about your health or someone you love, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below telling me, do you drink energy drinks? How often? Be honest, no judgment here. And please, please share this video. Because what we're covering today isn't just information. It's a warning that could stop someone from ending up in my ER. Let's go. Let me tell you about Jake. Jake was 34, healthy guy, worked in tech, loved his morning runs. But Jake also had a habit. Every afternoon around 2 p.m., when that energy slump hit, he'd crack open an energy drink. Sometimes 2. It's just caffeine, doc, he told me once at a checkup. Keeps me sharp. I warned him, but Jake didn't listen. Then one Thursday afternoon, Jake's heart started racing, 190 beats per minute. His hands trembled. He couldn't catch his breath. His coworker called 911, and by the time I got to him, he was in atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat that dramatically increases stroke risk. Jake survived, but now he's on blood thinners for life. And you know what he told me 2 weeks later, sitting in my office with tears in his eyes? I thought it was just a drink. Just a drink. That's the lie that almost killed him. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why energy drinks are far more dangerous than anyone's telling you. Warning number 1. Your heart is being hijacked. Let's start with the obvious one, caffeine. But here's what most people don't understand. It's not just that there's caffeine in energy drinks, it's how much and how fast it hits your system. A typical cup of coffee, about 95 milligrams of caffeine. You sip it slowly over 20-30 minutes. Your body has time to adjust. An energy drink? We're talking 200, sometimes 300 milligrams. And people slam it in 5 minutes. What happens next is like flooring the gas pedal on a car that's already going 80 miles an hour. Your adrenal glands dump adrenaline, your heart rate spikes, your blood vessels constrict, your blood pressure shoots up 10, 15, sometimes 20 points within minutes. Now, imagine doing that every single day. Here's what the research shows. A study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that just one energy drink can increase your risk of cardiovascular events within hours of consumption. We're talking heart attacks, arrhythmias, sudden cardiac arrest. And it's not just adults. Kids and teenagers whose hearts are still developing are drinking these like juice boxes. Listen to me. Your heart is a muscle. It's designed to beat about 100,000 times a day, every day for decades. When you repeatedly flood it with massive doses of stimulants, you're not boosting energy. You're wearing it down. Think of it like revving your car engine to 7,000 RPMs every time you drive. Sure, it'll go fast, but how long before that engine burns out? Action step. If you're drinking energy drinks daily, cut it in half this week, then half again next week. Your heart will thank you. Don't wait until you're jink. Warning number 2. You're drinking liquid diabetes. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Sugar. Most people know energy drinks have sugar, but do you know how much? One 16-ounce can of a popular energy drink, 54 grams of sugar. That's almost 14 teaspoons in one drink. The American Heart Association says men should have no more than 36 grams of added sugar per day. Women 25. One energy drink blows past that limit before lunch. And here's the deadly part. When you consume that much sugar that quickly, your pancreas goes into panic mode. It dumps insulin into your bloodstream to deal with the sugar tsunami. Your blood sugar spikes, then crashes hard an hour later. What do you do when you crash? You reach for another energy drink, and the cycle repeats. This isn't energy. This is a trap. Over time, and I see this in my patients constantly, this repeated insulin spiking leads to insulin resistance, and insulin resistance is the gateway to type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, and yes, heart disease. I had a patient, Lisa, 42 years old. She came to me with constant fatigue, brain fog, and 30 extra pounds she couldn't lose. We ran her labs, pre-diabetic, fatty liver, elevated triglycerides. But doc, I don't eat that much junk food, she said. Then I asked about drinks. 2 energy drinks a day for 3 years. We calculated it together. That's over 38,000 grams of sugar per year, just from drinks. Lisa cried in my office that day, but then she got mad. The good kind of mad. She quit cold turkey. 6 months later, she'd lost 25 pounds, her labs normalized, and she told me she felt 20 years younger. Here's the truth. Sugar doesn't give you energy. It steals it. Action step. Read the label. If there's more than 10 grams of sugar, put it back. Better yet, drink water with a squeeze of lemon. Real energy comes from real food. Your pancreas is begging you. Warning number 3. The ingredient list your body can't pronounce. Now, here's where it gets really scary. It's not just the caffeine, it's not just the sugar. It's the chemical cocktail hiding in plain sight on that ingredient label. Taurine, guarana, ginseng, L-carnitine, glucuronolactone. Sound scientific? Sure. But here's the problem. Nobody knows what happens when you mix all of these together, add massive caffeine and sugar, and chug it repeatedly over years. 0 long-term studies. None. We're running a massive uncontrolled experiment, and you're the lab rat. Let me break down just one. Taurine. Taurine is an amino acid your body produces naturally. In normal amounts, it's fine. But energy drinks contain 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams per serving, way beyond what your body needs or expects. Some studies suggest excessive taurine might interfere with your body's natural regulatory systems. Others show potential impacts on developing brains in adolescents. But the FDA? They've given it a pass because there's not enough evidence of acute harm. See the problem? We're not waiting to see what happens in 20 years. We're drinking it now and hoping for the best. And then there's guarana, a plant extract that contains caffeine. So when you see 160 milligrams of caffeine on the label, that's just the added caffeine. The guarana brings even more. You could be getting 200, 300 milligrams without knowing it. It's like reading the speed limit sign says 55, but the road is actually designed for 35. By the time you realize it, you've already lost control. And let's talk about artificial colors and preservatives. Yellow 5, red 40. These aren't food. They're chemicals designed to make the drink look appealing. Multiple studies have linked these dyes to hyperactivity in children and potential allergic reactions. Why are we putting this in our bodies? Here's my rule as a cardiologist. If I can't explain what an ingredient does and why it's safe, I don't consume it, and I sure don't recommend it to my patients. Action step. Flip that can around. Read every single ingredient. If you can't pronounce it or don't know what it does, that's your body's red flag. Listen to it.
Warning number 4. You're not tired. You're dependent. Here's a question I want you to ask yourself, and I want you to be brutally honest. Can you make it through a day without an energy drink? If the answer is no, you're not using energy drinks anymore. They're using you. This is how it starts. You drink one on a rough morning. It works. You feel great, focused, alert, productive. So you do it again the next day, and the next. Fast forward 3 months. Now you're not drinking it because you want energy. You're drinking it because without it, you feel like a zombie. That's called dependency, and it's real. Caffeine is a psychoactive drug. That's not my opinion, that's pharmacology. And like any drug, your body adapts. It builds tolerance. You need more to get the same effect. So 1 can becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and here's where it gets dangerous. High caffeine dependency increases anxiety, disrupts sleep, and creates a brutal cycle. You're tired because you can't sleep. You can't sleep because you're wired from caffeine, so you drink more caffeine to fight the tiredness. Round and round and round. I see this in my younger patients especially, college kids, young professionals. They come in with heart palpitations, anxiety attacks, insomnia, and when I dig into their history, it's the same story. I can't function without my energy drink, doc. That sentence should terrify you. Because when you need something just to feel normal, that's not energy, that's addiction. And withdrawal, it's brutal. Headaches, irritability, fatigue that feels like you're moving through mud. It can last a week or more. But here's the good news. Once you break free, your natural energy comes back. Better sleep, stable moods, clear thinking. You don't need a can to feel alive. You just need to stop poisoning your system. Action step. Try going 48 hours without any energy drinks. Notice how you feel. If it's miserable, that's not weakness. It's a sign your body's dependent. Time to reset. Your brain deserves better. Warning number 5. The silent organ failure. Okay, let's talk about something most people never think about. Your kidneys. These two bean-shaped organs filter about 50 gallons of blood every single day. They remove waste, balance electrolytes, regulate blood pressure, and energy drinks are quietly destroying them. Here's how. First, the massive sugar load we talked about. It doesn't just stress your pancreas, it stresses your kidneys too. High blood sugar forces your kidneys to work overtime, filtering glucose out of your blood. Over time, this causes kidney damage, diabetic nephropathy. It's one of the leading causes of kidney failure in America. Second, the insane amounts of caffeine act as a diuretic. That means they make you pee. A lot. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. Excessive urination dehydrates you. And when you're dehydrated, your kidneys can't filter efficiently. Toxins build up, kidney stones form. In extreme cases, acute kidney injury can occur. I had a patient, Marcus, 28 years old, construction worker, came into the ER with severe back pain. We ran tests, kidney stones, multiple. Ever had these before? I asked. Nope. What do you drink during the day? Energy drinks, 3, maybe 4. Keeps me going in the heat. Marcus thought he was staying alert. Instead, he was dehydrating himself so badly that minerals crystallized in his kidneys. The pain, he told me later, was worse than breaking his arm. And here's the kicker. Kidney damage is often silent. You don't feel it happening until it's severe. By the time symptoms show up, you've already lost significant function. Your kidneys don't grow back. You get 2. That's it. Action step. If you drink energy drinks, drink twice as much water. For every can, 2 bottles of water, minimum. Your kidneys need help processing that chemical load. Protect them now or regret it later. Warning number 6. Anxiety, depression, and the mood crash. Okay, this one is personal for a lot of people. Energy drinks don't just affect your body, they mess with your mind. Here's what happens. That initial caffeine and sugar rush, it feels amazing. You're focused, confident, unstoppable. But 2-3 hours later, the crash hits. Your blood sugar plummets, your adrenaline fades, and suddenly you feel irritable, anxious, sometimes even depressed. This isn't in your head, it's biochemistry. Studies show that high caffeine consumption is directly linked to increased anxiety and panic attacks. One study in the Journal of Psychiatric Research found that people who consume more than 400 milligrams of caffeine daily are significantly more likely to experience anxiety disorders. And teenagers? It's even worse. Their brains are still developing. Flooding a teenage brain with stimulants can disrupt dopamine regulation, sleep cycles, and emotional stability. I had a 16-year-old patient, Emma, who came in with her mom. Emma was having panic attacks at school, couldn't focus, grades dropping, constantly on edge. Her mom thought it was stress. But when I asked Emma about her diet, she admitted that she was drinking 2 energy drinks a day. We stopped the drinks. Within 3 weeks, the panic attacks stopped, and Emma told me she felt like herself again. Here's the truth. You can't chemically force your brain to perform and expect no consequences. Your brain needs rest, real nutrition, sleep, not synthetic stimulation. Action step. If you've noticed increased anxiety, mood swings, or trouble sleeping, eliminate energy drinks for 2 weeks. Track how you feel. I promise you'll see a difference. Your mental health isn't worth a temporary buzz. Warning number 7. When your heart says enough. All right, we've covered a lot, but this last one is the most serious. Energy drinks can directly trigger strokes and heart attacks. Not in 20 years, not someday, right now. Let me explain the mechanism. When you drink an energy drink, your blood pressure spikes, your blood vessels constrict, your heart works harder. For most people, this is uncomfortable, but not immediately dangerous. But if you have an underlying condition you don't know about, a weak spot in a blood vessel, an undiagnosed arrhythmia, high cholesterol, that energy drink can be the trigger that causes catastrophe. The American Heart Association published a case study of a 28-year-old man who had a massive stroke after consuming multiple energy drinks in one evening. He survived, but with permanent brain damage. Another study tracked emergency room visits related to energy drinks. From 2007 to 2011, ER visits doubled, and the majority were cardiovascular events, heart attacks, arrhythmias, severe hypertension. These aren't rare anomalies. This is a pattern. And here's what keeps me up at night. We don't know who's at risk until it's too late. You might feel fine, but that doesn't mean your arteries are fine. Your heart is fine. Your brain is fine. Energy drinks are playing Russian roulette with your cardiovascular system. Is that really worth it? For a few hours of artificial energy? Action step. If you have any family history of heart disease, high blood pressure, or stroke, stop drinking energy drinks today. Get a cardiac checkup. Know your numbers. Don't gamble with your life. You only get one heart. Okay, let's bring it all together. We just covered 7 massive warnings about energy drinks. 1, they overload your heart with dangerous amounts of caffeine. 2, they're sugar bombs causing insulin resistance and diabetes. 3, they're packed with chemicals we don't fully understand. 4, they create dependency and trap you in an exhausting cycle. 5, they're silently damaging your kidneys. 6, they're destabilizing your mental health and triggering anxiety. 7, they increase your risk of stroke and heart attack. 7 warnings, 1 drink. But here's the empowering part. You have control over this. You can make the choice today to stop, to find real energy from real food, quality sleep, exercise, and hydration. You don't need a can to be productive. You don't need chemicals to feel alive. Your body is designed to create energy naturally. You just have to stop sabotaging itself. If this video opened your eyes, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. It could literally save their life. And if you want more content like this, real science-based health advice that actually protects you, subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Michael Harrison, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of that heart. It's the only one you got.
When you drink an energy drink, your blood pressure spikes, your blood vessels constrict, your heart works harder. For most people, this is uncomfortable, but not immediately dangerous. But if you have an underlying condition you don't know about, a weak spot on a blood vessel, an undiagnosed arrhythmia, high cholesterol, that energy drink can be the trigger that causes catastrophe. The American Heart Association published a case study of a 28-year-old man who had a massive stroke after consuming multiple energy drinks in one evening. He survived, but with permanent brain damage. Another study tracked emergency room visits related to energy drinks. From 2007 to 2011, ER visits doubled, and the majority were cardiovascular events, heart attacks, arrhythmias, severe hypertension. These aren't rare anomalies. This is a pattern. And here's what keeps me up at night. We don't know who's at risk until it's too late. You might feel fine, but that doesn't mean your arteries are fine. Your heart is fine. Your brain is fine. Energy drinks are playing Russian roulette with your cardiovascular system. Is that really worth it? For a few hours of artificial energy? Action step. If you have any family history of heart disease, high blood pressure, or stroke, stop drinking energy drinks today. Get a cardiac checkup. Know your numbers. Don't gamble with your life. You only get one heart. Okay, let's bring it all together. We just covered 7 massive warnings about energy drinks. 1, they overload your heart with dangerous amounts of caffeine.
2. They're sugar bombs, causing insulin resistance and diabetes. 3. They're packed with chemicals we don't fully understand. 4. They create dependency and trap you in an exhausting cycle. 5. They're silently damaging your kidneys. 6. They're destabilizing your mental health and triggering anxiety. 7. They increase your risk of stroke and heart attack. 7 warnings, 1 drink. But here's the empowering part. You have control over this. You can make the choice today to stop, to find real energy from real food, quality sleep, exercise, and hydration. You don't need a can to be productive. You don't need chemicals to feel alive. Your body is designed to create energy naturally. You just
Welcome
have
back
to
to the
stop
channel.
sabotaging
In this
it.
video, I want to
If
explain
this
the
video
recent
opened your eyes,
breakthroughs in
do me a favor.
cardiovascular health
Hit that
and
like
what they
button
mean for
right
you.
now. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. It could literally save their life. And if you want more content like this, real science-based health advice that actually protects you, subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Michael Harrison, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of that heart. It's the only one you got.